Can you just take us through your shootout attempt? What's kind of your book on Hill, or are you just reading them there?
I didn't really know anything. Just had the iPad like kind of right before I was going to shoot and saw a couple attempts. Had Davey Alexander radioed down. I asked Otter to ask him what he liked out of all the moves that I like to do, and he liked that one, so it ended up working out.
Yeah, Monty said that Dave kind of gives him the shooters that would work well against that goalie, and you're obviously one of them. How would you describe like your shootout style, or what do you think would work best against a guy like Hill?
I think I'm just a shot-first mentality kind of thing. I think I'm more of a shooter than, a deker, but I think that kind of plays both ways. Goalies won't be expecting it if I deke or, whatever it is. So we work on it a lot in practice, honestly, and morning skates and things like that. We're always doing shootouts on Hofenbinner, and Davey's watching, giving us advice and little tips. So, he puts a lot of work in on that side of things. So a lot of credit goes to him.
What do you think about the way you guys played overall tonight?
Yeah, great response, obviously, after a game that we weren't proud of in Utah, and came out with a good start. And, power play got a huge one at the end of the second there to put us up 2. And, honestly thought we played good in the third, and then, they just make 2 nice shots that, sometimes that happens, and resilient group find a way to get 2.
How gassed are you at the end of the third there during the timeout, I guess?
Yeah, juiced. It's just one of those things you got to dig in and find a way to get the puck out or win a battle or block a shot, do something. And obviously, unfortunate that we let one in there, but just got to try and find a way in those situations.
What do you think about the response of your team tonight?
Yeah, really good. I thought we played a hard game. They're a good team. We played hard defensively, tight checking. They just made a couple of good shots on, the 6-on-5. But all in all, I thought the third period was pretty good. So good game, and now we know how hard it's going to be winning that next one.
Yeah, on the shootout, what are you thinking going into that? Or do you know much about Hill in that moment? Or
yeah, there's iPads on the bench now, so the reality of technology, you get to see what works and what doesn't. We practice them a little bit in morning skating, kind of throughout the season and stuff. So kind of go with whatever you feel comfortable with.
So on the iPad, what are you watching?
Just how different players around the league score on goalies in shootouts, and there's a reel of probably 10 to 15 different moves. Some are goals, some aren't, and you take the approach with whatever one you're comfortable with.
So does that start for you as soon as overtime ends,
yeah.
You're on the iPad?
Yeah, they roll the iPad, and then there's new NHL, I guess. You get the luxury of it.
And then your goal in the first, I know we've talked about that, picking that spot, coming down the left wing. Is that just a shot you're pretty comfortable with right now?
Yeah, I mean, goalies are so good in this league. So you shoot it, you put it on net, you try and get it through screens, and I was able to shoot it through Petro's legs, and he was able to find the back of the net.
Yeah. Beating a team like Vegas, what does that do for your guys' confidence overall?
Yeah, I just think it's a good response from last game for us. So it's a tough building to play in. They're a good hockey team, and we played hard and got rewarded for it. So about saying that, we know how hard it is going to be the next game, playing these teams on back-to-backs or home and homes, so got to be ready.
Our pace and our effort. I thought our habits, stopping on pucks in the D zone, stopping on pucks that didn't get out of the D zone, stopping on pucks that were stopped at the goal line. I thought our numbers were really good, and I thought that everybody's second and third effort was really good.
What do you think about the contributions up and down the lineup? I think you had 3 different forward lines score plus the power play.
Yeah, I mean, we're blessed with a lot of depth and a lot of good quality depth. We have really talented players up front sitting out. So our ability to score goals, I've always believed it is going to be there when we have our habits and details like they were today, defensively.
Obviously, the 6-on-5 didn't go the way you wanted. What do you want to see different out of your team there?
Well, we got to be more connected and understand, where our sticks need to be, and also where we got to hold good ice. The first one, I don't think there's anything we can do about the Eichel one. It's just a great shot, from a non-scoring area, and that's a great player who makes a great play. The other one, there was a series of breakdowns off the faceoff.
I know we talked about all the game's importance, but this against a Vegas team that has a lot of success recently, what does that do for you guys' confidence as a team, you think?
Yeah, it should give us a lot of confidence that, when we play the right way and our habits and details are really good, and we combine that with really good effort and execution, that we can play with the elite teams in the league.
And the power play scored in 3 straight games now. What have you seen from it why you guys scoring well?
Yeah, I just think people are attacking the net, they're attacking seams, and we're converging at the net well. And when it goes up top, you know, I think Falk and Fowler are doing a really good job of bombing it.
Going Neighbours first in the shootout. Just what's you thinking there?
You know, our goalie guy does a really good job of pre-scouting, and you know, Dave does a tremendous job. He knows our shooters really well and whose tendencies go really well against certain goaltenders. So he gave me a list of 3 names, and I just went with them.
You kind of holding your breath when the Eichel one goes wide, and then Stone has the breakaway late in overtime.
Yep. Yeah, that was some bad breakdowns by us defensively 3-on-3.
What did you think of Saad tonight? I think you had 6 or 7 shots on goal. You had the screen on the Fowler goal.
I thought Saad was really good. I thought he was really engaged. I thought he won a lot of battles. And he was always open and dangerous ice. I think Thomas found him, I remember, 3 times, you know, and Hill made really good saves on him.
Yeah, and you talked about the wanting to find consistency with your group, but when you have the contributions, the depth, like how much does that help you become a more consistent team?
In theory, it should help you become a more consistent team. But we haven't shown it yet, so that's upon us to work together every day to get better so that we can be a consistently good team that's putting in the right time of effort and execution. Like tonight, if we would have lost, I would have been fine, you know, because our effort and execution for 95% of the game was really good. And you're playing a really good team, and they came back and tied you. If we would have lost, I don't like it, but you understand it, you know. Our previous game, that wasn't the case.